My number sixth trauma bond, music. My sixth trauma and toxic relationship is music. There are two things I usually say in the course of music, other than beat four or whatever I keep calling me musician for, the other philosophy, opposite philosophy or not. Two different things I keep talking about when it comes to music. Well, okay, and also another thing about the multiple tabs on YouTube thing that I made. You type post before. But still, two things about music are peculiar. One is that I never know any real record label music to listen to. And two, that I don't remember any of the music that I like. No way are these two things actually accurate. Not even close. You know what was wrong with the first one? The reason I don't think I like record label music isn't so much to be deviating from the norm or anything like that. It's that I don't believe that the music I remember is the music that I like. But the secret is that the music that you remember is the music that you like. That's why you remember it. That's why you remember that music. It's not all the music that you've ever listened to collectively, but any of the songs that you remember are in fact your favorite songs. You can debate me on this, guys. You really can. I mean, not can't. You can debate on this. I'll let you, and you probably can. But by the way, I'm wearing contacts right now, but that's why I'm not wearing the glasses because I lost my last pair for some reason. Not the new one. That's different. Don't complain yet. Not me. But and I just pretty much just described the second one in the same bucket. But basically, yeah, the reason that I deny that my favorite music is the music that I remember is also because I don't believe in loving music the way it is. Could also be deviation from status quo. When music is already non-political and music already feels like it's non-political and could not be any more closer to the truth than even things that are like, oh, but song lyrics and song titles are always cliche and simple. Projection, Tony, it already is. Sorry, Tony, I just had to say it. But that's my sixth trauma right there. So my sixth toxic relationship is music. It's like, why would I hate music? Why would I have a problem with music if there was nothing supposed to be inherently wrong with it in the first place? You could have deviations about music in the first place, controversial philosophies, all that shit. But the thing with music is that if I'm in denial of knowing real music, so to speak, not the other part, but like if I'm in denial of appreciating music the way it is, and even denial of actually favoriting the songs I remember, then what does that say about the music I do listen to? Well, I listen to a lot of anime music, a lot of remix covers. I listen to a lot of video game music, video game covers. I listen to some cliche not soundtracks of Flash games and tributes to comic series. Obviously, you know some of those are. Then I finally listen to record labels and cliche popular music, if I ever dare to, and then under tracks in between. That's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be a case I keep infinite numbers of YouTube tabs open because I want to keep a relationship with those tabs. By the way, I'm gonna catch up to this video in a second, but like the way I deal with social friendships is how I treat music, and the way I treat music is how I deal with social friendships. Here's how. I keep multiple tabs open in music and YouTube videos open because I'm afraid of losing connections with those people. Every time I visit a new channel on YouTube, you can be my eyewitness, guys. Every single time I find a new channel on YouTube, even if it's not a content creator, I subscribe and add notifications. You can quote me on this. You see me do this 99% of the time. I'm starting to get better. I'm starting to lower to 95% instead of 99. I'm getting to 90% over time and 85%. It's not going to be almost that bad forever, but every single time I find a new channel on YouTube, I subscribe and turn on notifications. This is a trauma link, for sure. And this is how I treat music too. Every time I find a new song and music, I want to improve the relationship between the music and the video on YouTube. The YouTube videos, the music is like, I try to improve the relationship. Whereas in social relationships and friendships, I'm like, I can listen to it next time. Listen to their friends and relationships next time, like their music and YouTube videos. Very, very facetious and aggressive way to treat your friends and family, right? And dislike the video if you have to. This is just my deep life story at this point. But whereas with, again, YouTube videos and music, I treat it like friends and family, where I can't afford to lose the connections, even if I have to pick and sacrifice and decisions and all the other stuff. This is what makes music so detrimental for me. It's like, you're supposed to just enjoy it for what it is. If you want to make it deep, you can. If you want to make it something that's your own, you can. It doesn't matter if it's cliche or underrated. You can make music your own. For some reason, akin to rape culture, quality content, life story, communication skills, and what else was there? There was a fifth one. I did, let's say, life story, didn't I? Life story. Claymation cartooning for one other thing, I guess. That's also the quality content that talked a little bit. But creativity was also its own trauma as well. It could be another one. So it was like, I could just conclude creativity with that mix. Because like creativity, rape culture, quality content, communication skills, life story, include music and YouTube video tabs in that mix now. Music is my sixth trauma. It's not supposed to be like that. It really should never have been like that. I don't know why I hate music. I really don't know why. And I listen to the same tracks over and over. That's another thing too. I listen to the same tracks over and over and over and over and over and over, whether I like to listen to them or not. And I don't know why I do this. Not to mention I have a problem with the chord structure of music. Like not beat 4 or like certain intervals of music happening in certain patterns of music, or whether I'm overthinking music or not. Solutions to problems. Like no, but Paradox calls problems without solutions. Or no, solutions without problems. That's what she calls them for Steven Universe. Different thing about that, but when you have choruses and structures, if I had such a problem with choruses, I can't believe I didn't have this problem with any of the anime music I listened to before, anime and video games, where they have 3-step choruses for 4 minutes 30 every single time, and 1 minute 30 if it's a whole TV size cover. But the 4 minute 30 segment of 3 choruses, 3 chorus segments, and it's like with grouped verses and lines. It's like, if I have a problem with the chorus structure that's too repetitive, why not just listen to ambient music? But I do listen to ambient music. I even listen to long form orchestra, 10+ minute long videos. The sweet spot for me is 7 to 10 minutes for music, because I listened to the Shibian remix for Certain Magical Index, and I just made a video about this already, like last time ago. But the Shibian mix for Certain Magical Index from like 12+ years ago, that's 7 minutes and a half long. There's even a mix from a Cave Story from what the hell is his name? DM Dokuro, and he did a mix of Cave Story. Not geothermal, maybe it was like Last Cave Battles. No, it was Last Boss Battles, and that was 7 to 8 minutes long. That's not even like ambient music for me. That's more like they're looped a little bit, but the 7 to 10 minute range is perfect for me, because it's like not so much the balance of not too long, not too short, but like even the freaking Reward Newgrounds animations is like 7 minutes long. That's a perfect blockbuster film right there. For 7 minutes. It's not even the actual feature length, but it doesn't have to be. You see like 70-minute length movies like Alice in Wonderland and Under Fist, and it's like, well, that's the idea. They don't have to be more than an hour anyways. Not much more anyways. Like even Shankar's 9 is only like 75 minutes or 70 minutes. But enough of that. The thing with music is that it gets to me because it's like there's something really eerie about me listening to music that I don't want to listen to, only to suddenly then vary it. Because this has connections to real life philosophy, by the way, right? If I listen to the same music over and over and over and over and over and over again, only to finally change it in rare, unwarranted blue moon moments, because they're unwarranted because they are too belated and too late, right? If that makes sense. If it took that long to finally change the music, that's just music. What about the rest of my life story? What are some things I'm so patient with that I never change until the very last minute I had the chance to? What have I done this with my own life? Not just music, my own life story. What have I waited so long? Oh, by the way, I could be way more negative about this. Don't worry about it. I'm an optimist for sure, but I have been gloom and doom about plenty of things in my life. But I don't try to be a negative person. But if I come across like that, I'm sorry. I may already be like that right now, but this video is supposed to be dark and deep for a reason, but not necessarily pessimistic. I'm sorry if I am. But nonetheless, I always speak my truth if I can, if it makes any sense at all. But what are some things that you guys can imagine that I waited too long to change? Like not just leaving Houston, not just like having a certain career or field of work or something like that, that isn't just what I do on the weekends, or isn't even just going to a so-called real school or anything like that, or getting a driver's license, stuff like that. Not just music. What are some real critical world life actions I could have been taking at that point? Because that's what music reminds me of at that point. Not the good kind of music that's, oh, you listen to blues when you're sad, you listen to happy music when you're giddy, you listen to angry music when you want rock and roll. No, even deeper than that. Because of my own life story elements and me overcomplicating things anyways. That's what I go with music. It's like, when I finally changed the tracks to listen to other people's music tracks, because even listening to other people's music helps a lot, obviously, but that's the cliche of that. But even more than that, listening to other people's music, if you know who you are, listening to other people's music helps me finally deviate from my own tracks, because it'll be a combination of popular, underrated tracks that I didn't even listen to in the first place. Some of it will overlap anyway, so I didn't listen to too few tracks anyways, what I would call record label, or whatever else, or even collectively known about music in the first place. Because, oh, and by the way, fun fact, Evangelicent's, not Lithium, Evangelicent's, Wake Me Up Back to Life is the very first MP3 song I listened to when I was a kid. It felt so surreal to listen to that soundtrack. Not just for traumatic reasons in the future, but because it would have ended up being like the first time I could peak my senses without needing to overcomplicate what I meant in the moment. But it was also kind of a good thing, because if even for things like my desensitization for things like PMO that happen in the future, then of course it would have been important in that moment. But it was just living the moment for that record, like kind of like what regular show does for me, with just living the moment watching that show. Or Jimmy Neutron for giving me confidence in who I was as a person, even if it wasn't so much self-acceptance. So like with shows like Jimmy Neutron and Regular Show and ABC's Resurrection and Remember Huntress and whatever else you got, clues you got from OC the Soul from the montage I did like a couple days ago, 1, 2, or 3. That is all collectively the impression I get from music. And I don't mean to be negative or pessimistic in this video, but it's like, I don't mean to outcomplicate or overthink things in this video, but that's what I get from music. It's not just only the bad things. It's all equal parts positive, equal parts negative. It's like this duality of this shadow work and self-healing that I keep bantering to death on this channel, all Crossman, Tony Cashman, cartooning, Faustian strategy, you name it. Like, that's what I'll put to death on myself for like Dr. ABC, whatever obviously I used to call his channel, like Omori. No, I used to call it Ormori. I used to call it something different. Our Reflective Master of Illusions. It used to be called Tony Cashman the Insightful. There were so many different channel names on the side. I don't pay people to think I changed it too much, but yeah. And then one time it was still literally Tony Cashman and Anthony Cashman, and Dr. ABC was something else. But and then there was a Castier. No, not Castier. There was a Cashmantry Tony Cashman or something like that. Cashmantry was kind of cool. The channels I had those channel. The lower of those channels, you remember what those names were, but yeah. Music is apparently my number 6 trauma and toxic relationship was with music. I'm sorry it's like that. I really am. Maybe even just for myself for that matter. But I will do better to improve. I will try to heal from this. Hopefully I can listen to music without worrying about what that means to me in the traumatic sense anyways, in toxic relationship. But nonetheless, end card content. Click on these 2 links on above if I add them in for this Unihertz tie-in recorded video for the desktop version. Top links will be, I'm going to put actually to the very far left both of the best reviewer on the top, and then the upload on the bottom. On the far right, my subscribe and someone else's channel. It doesn't have to be a close person, it could be anyone else. But yeah, and that's not even the end card like length right there, but I'm going to start the end card timer in 3, 2, 1, 3, 4, 13, 14. 1340, okay. There's the end card, okay. Yeah, take care, guys. I'm doing okay. I just had my food over here, and I was gonna just take my time today because I have a few other things to do today that were scheduled regularly, and even the weekend that I do for work otherwise. But I am doing better than I realize, and even you are. Don't forget that. Music or not.